Hey there, Tom here from the Run Testers. I am in Worthing today, about to do the Three Forts Challenge. It's a marathon. I'm not doing the full marathon. I'm doing the half marathon because I'm done with marathons for a while, I think. It's a trail race. Goes over the South Downs. It's meant to be quite a good one. It's quite popular around here, so I'm quite looking forward to seeing what it's like. It's the perfect day for it. It's a little bit of cloud. It's not too hot, but it's nice and sunny. So looking forward to this one. I'm going to be testing out the North Face Summit Vectiv Pro 2s. I was a big fan of the ones, so I'm interested to see how the slight changes to the 2s have affected the ride. Right, I'm going to go and sort my stuff out and get started. See you in a bit. So I've just got back from the Three Forts Challenge half marathon. It's not one I've done before. It's part of a series of races that take place on the same day. So you've got the full marathon, the half marathon, and a 5 mile. I think that's all of them. And it starts in Worthing and it goes around the South Downs. If you do the marathon, it's a bigger loop. If you do the half marathon, it's a short loop and 5 miles. I don't know where it goes, but I'm assuming you turn back quite quickly. It's quite a popular race on the South Coast. It's not the trickiest trail run out there. I think if you're doing the marathon, you're probably looking at about 1,000 meters of elevation. We got about 500 meters on the half marathon. But it takes place in May, which means that it can go either way on the South Coast. It could be really wet and bad conditions. Today it wasn't. Today it was absolutely perfect. We got there, the temperature was probably about 14-15 degrees. There was a little bit of cloud, and it was absolutely spot on conditions. It hasn't rained on the Downs for a couple of days, so it was really dry, and most of the course is on a lot of the course is on the South Downs Way, which is really well looked after paths around the South Downs. So when they're dry, they're absolutely perfect, and a lot of it is really quite similar to soft road, basically, and it makes it really, really nice to have a half marathon race, full marathon race on it, because you don't have to worry about lots of mud and slipping and things like that. So it was a really good day for the race. The course, it's pretty similar to most of the other trail races that you'll do on the South Downs. There were 3 main hills in it, but there's quite a lot of ups and downs throughout the course. Some of them are quite hard. I remember 2 of them being really quite tricky, but there's a lot of really nice long downhills as well. So it's a very enjoyable route to do, and you definitely get a lot back from going up those hills. Some races where you get a really sharp downhill after a really long climb, you don't really get many benefits, but in this one you really do get a lot of long, slow, not too hard uphill climbs, and then a lot of really nice downhills that you can really pick up the pace. And my splits across the course varied massively. Some of the uphills were like 7-minute kilometers. Some of them were down to about 4-minute 10 kilometers, or at least a couple of them were. So it's a really nice race to do, to sign up for. I'm not sure what the marathon's like, but I'd like to give that a go next year, just because the half marathon just went really well. Fantastically organised event, plenty of marshals around. The signs were massive. I didn't at any point think I was going to get lost, and there are a few points in the race where I was running on my own. I couldn't see anybody in front of me. I've done trail races before where you're looking out for little ribbons on trees and things like that, and it's very easy to lose your way. Not this one. Very simple. Most of it's on the main South Downs paths anyway, so there's really clear signs that point you in the direction you're meant to go. So really good from that point of view. The aid stations are great as well. So they do say that you should bring your own water bottles, but they do supply drinks, water, and some squash in plastic cups which are reusable, so they wash them up and for the next people that come along, and there were plenty at the stops when I got there. I was in a faster group of the half marathon, so I don't know if it was harder to get snacks and things later on, but for us there was absolutely loads. And the nice selection, there were Jaffa cakes and jelly babies and all sorts of things as well. Really nice organised event. The start area is really good as well. There was plenty of toilets, so we didn't have to queue too long for the toilets, and picking up your race bib and everything was very smooth and efficient. And they also do a nice little bit of entertainment at the start with the PO over the PA and things like that. So well worth doing if you fancy a really accessible, I mean, I wouldn't say it's the easiest trail race you're going to do out there, but if you're on the South Downs, they're all about the same. So it's a really nice one to go to, especially this time of year as well. So really enjoyed it. I didn't go for a fast time today. I never race trails anyway, but I think I ended up with about 1 hour 51 minutes, which for me I was pretty happy with. I just tried to do it steady. I picked up the pace a few bits and then took it easy on some of the hills, so I definitely wasn't pushing myself too far, but I'm just trying to get some motivation back for running after London and Boston marathons at the moment. So great day out, really pleased with it. Got a nice wooden medal as well, and a t-shirt, which is very nice of them, and yeah, I'll probably aim to do the marathon next year. So the shoe that I was testing was the North Face Summit Vectiv Pro 2. Now I have used the Pro 1 a few times. It felt very comfortable, very enjoyable when you're on flatter trail surfaces, and yeah, was a fan of that shoe. I think it was a very good entry into the trail shoe market, and it was North Face had done a great job in recent years of releasing some shoes that are really making waves in the trail world. I remember a while ago, I don't think they were making any shoes that were really making a difference, but things like the Summit Vectiv Pro 1 really are good shoes when it comes to running fast on the trails. The Summit Vectiv Pro 2 has some adjustments to it. So one of the biggest ones of those is the plate has been slightly redesigned to sit a little bit lower in the midsole. One of the things that a lot of people had problems with in the previous version of the shoe was the fit of the plate, and it could be uncomfortable for some people. Now it sits under more of the midsole, and as a result it does feel a little bit softer and a little bit more comfortable to run in. This is the first time I've used this shoe, and I don't like to normally take out a shoe to test on a race straight away. I'd like to at least use it 1 or 2 times beforehand, but I took this out. It was really, really comfortable. It's definitely an improvement on the previous version. I found it to be absolutely fantastic, and today's conditions are pretty much perfect for using this shoe. It's a shoe that's really, it doesn't have massive lugs on it. It's got a lot in common with road carbon plate shoes. And as a result, it's really a shoe that's designed for those harder, compact trails, rocky trails, things like that, where you're getting a similar hard surface that you're going to get on to a road surface. And today it was just all of it was like that. Everything was pretty much a smooth, hard surface. A little bit softer than road in some points because it was compacted mud, but really it was the perfect conditions for testing the shoe, and it was so comfortable throughout that run. It felt really good. It felt really efficient when I was picking up the pace. It felt like I could really do that in this shoe. And I found that the upper was very comfortable as well. There's plenty of padding around the upper of this shoe. It's quite easy to get a nice lockdown fit, and it's got really nice laces on it. It's got those laces that are on the Alpha Fly as well, which you don't really even need to double knot because they've got all these notches on there that sort of hold it in place. The upper is also nice and breathable in this, so it was quite warm today. Didn't have any issues with that at all. Only thing I would say is that the outsole, and I mentioned this with the previous version, it only has quite small lugs on. Today was perfect conditions for it because I didn't really need any additional grip. The ground wasn't sloppy or muddy or anything like that, so it worked perfectly. Those lugs, they're quite small though. If you're planning on running in like the Lake District or something, you're going to find this shoe's going to be very slippy. It's very much designed for the sort of terrain I was on today. The same sort of terrain you're probably going to get in drier countries on the trails where it's a little bit compact and hard. So overall, really enjoyed that running in these shoes today, and looking forward to using these a little bit more. I think the improvements based on my knowledge of the previous shoe are better. It definitely feels more comfortable to me. It's actually moving more towards into that realm of like the Hoka Tecton XX2 for me now, becoming a great comfortable shoe for those lighter trails that just has a good level of efficiency and comfort in it that delivers a lot like a road shoe. So very successful first run in this shoe, and looking forward to using it a little bit more. The only other thing I was testing today were these Darn Tough socks. Now, these socks are called, and I'm going to have to bring this note up because I keep forgetting the name. They're the Darn Tough Men's Element Micro Crew Lightweight Socks. Now, I've been testing a few Darn Tough socks recently, and I do have a few pairs that I've had from a while back, but I've got a few new pairs in now, and they're absolutely fantastic. They're just really, really comfortable. I had no issues with these at all today. But nice and breathable on the feet, very comfortable. They've got a good level of padding in them, and they're a nice balance, so they're not too light. So they help to pad out the shoes a little bit more and make them a little bit more comfortable. And the thing I mentioned when I covered Darn Tough socks in the Essentials last month, I was talking about testing another different pair of these socks, and I didn't mention the fact that they have a warranty where if the socks become worn or need to be replaced, you can just send them back to Darn Tough and they'll give you a credit for a new pair, which is absolutely fantastic. So well worth looking into. They are quite expensive for socks. I think they're about £22 for a pair of socks, but with that warranty, it sort of makes up for it. And all the pairs that I've had in the past, that I've not had any issues with them at all. I've got pairs that I've been using for years, and I've not had to send them back yet. So that's a pretty good sign that they're pretty durable, but they're also really comfortable as well. So well worth looking into if you're looking for some new socks and want to invest in a pair that are going to last you a very, very long time. So that's it for me on this race test. Thanks a lot for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, click the little bell. And if you're going to catch below, you can find a link to our podcast, which comes out at the end of each month. Thanks a lot for watching. Catch you next time.